Welcome to that sewing blab, everyone. This evening we're interviewing Anita Morris of Anita by Design, and we have a new co-host. Are you ready to see who it is? I don't see any comments on the side. I hope you're ready. Here we go. Our new co-host is, I guess you can tell now, can't you? It's Myra!
Hey, Myra!
Hey. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, everyone's making comments in the side. Myra!
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Miss Faye. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Hey, Miss Shard. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Wow, this is, as you can tell, has been something, and I have some big shoes to fill, and I'm going to do my best to continue on the legacy that Dawn and Alethea has started with this great platform. So I really appreciate everyone being patient with me as I get over my learning curve. And enough about me. We have a fabulous person here. And I tell you, our guest tonight is one of those people that when you see her work, it just leaves you wanting more and more and more. I mean, she is truly a talented woman, and she has a blog and she has a YouTube channel, and she shares so much information. Not only does she have a blog and a YouTube channel, but I just learned, a little birdie in my ear told me that she has something else that she wants to share with, she may share with us tonight. A new, how can I say this? A new, I'm just going to let her do it. Without further ado, let me introduce to you the beautiful and talented Miss Anita Morris of Anita by Design.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me, Dawn. Congratulations, Myra.
Thank you.
I'm excited. And I have to tell you guys, I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous.
Well, that makes two.
I'm ready.
That makes two of us.
Myra and I are nervous. Okay. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I have to start this off. I know there's a lot of questions we have to ask you, but since I found this little tidbit of information, I'm just screaming. I want to get it out. Something launched today, and it's major, and you're a part of it. Can you please explain to us what that is, please?
Oh, So Deaf magazine. So exciting. Mimi G and Norris, they launched So Deaf magazine, which is a multicultural magazine for men and women. The first ever, and it is live. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go over to sodeafmag.com and you can check out the site. You can go ahead and sign up to get subscription, and you'll get to see all the wonderful things that they have to offer in the magazine. The first issue is, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I am so excited and so happy to be a part of this. And my goodness, when she contacted me to ask if I would be interested in being a contributor, I was like, what? Of course. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she would consider me for something like that. So yeah, I'm very excited to be a part of it and to see all of the wonderful work that the contributors are offering. You guys, it is really wonderful. So you've got to go check it out. Mimi and Norris, oh my gosh, they have worked themselves to the ground getting this magazine off the ground, and much deserved congratulations to both of them for the awesome work that they have done. So yeah, that's the good news.
That is awesome. I mean,
too much exciting stuff happening in one day. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to go to bed. But you know, Mimi and Norris, they haven't slept for some days, so you know, I can't be complaining about being tired.
Well, I tell you, that's some really big news. When I saw that, I had to do a double take. Well, I'm not surprised that they selected you. I'm not surprised at all. Because you are one talented lady. So I can see exactly why they did that. But talk about amazing. that is something that I know we've been missing in our sewing community, is to have another platform like that for, you know, all of us to be a part of. And this is just going to be awesome. It truly is going to be awesome. And I'm so happy that they selected you to be a part of it.
I am too. And then the fact that men are included in the magazine, because there are so many men out there who are sewing, and I'm sure that the men who do sew are just ecstatic about this, that they're being included and, you know, they're not forgotten. So that really is a great part of this magazine. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I guess, Dawn, you want me to kick off the first question?
I was just going to say, before we start, for anyone who's new to the show, comments go on the right. You'll see there's a whole string of them already. It's a lively conversation. And then if you scroll down below, there's a place for questions. If you put your questions down there, we'll get to them in the second half of the show. And also, if anyone would like to share it out, we'd very much appreciate it, because then they'll get to learn more about Anita too, and that sounds lovely. So yes, comments, questions, and at the very end we'll have another kind of after the show party in which we can let our hair down a little and discuss other things. But first we need to get straight into interviewing Anita. So yes, I think one of the things we normally start with is just how did you start sewing?
My introduction to sewing was in my 8th grade home economics class. That was the first time I ever touched a sewing machine. And that was 8th grade, After 8th grade, I didn't really pursue it any further. I just did it because I had to, but I really did enjoy it, taking the sewing in home economics. But it wasn't until my mid to late 20s that I became intrigued with sewing. I have a friend who is a friend through another friend who sewed all of her clothes. And I just thought it was so amazing that she could do that. And she sewed without a pattern. She never used patterns. So she would design her own dresses, and they were just beautiful. And she made a dress for my best friend, Tina. And I was taking cosmetology. I was in cosmetology school, and I had a hair show to go to. So I wanted, for Tina, my best friend Tina was my model, and I wanted us to wear the same dresses. So this lady, Renee, made a dress for Tina, and I think I borrowed one of Renee's or one of Tina's, I don't remember, or if she made one for me, I don't remember. But we had these dresses, and oh my gosh, the fit was so amazing. I had never worn anything custom, and that is what really drew me in. And I said, I want to do this. And so I went and found a lady in Los Angeles, I'm from LA, who had a private sewing studio, and she had classes. So I went and took a few beginners classes. I think it was maybe a couple of months. So I took a few classes to learn the basics of sewing, and I fell in love with it. She taught me how to use the machine again. It kind of refreshed my memory from 8th grade, but she went more in depth, and she had a serger. I had never even heard of such a thing. I was like, what is that? And so she allowed us to use the serger in the classroom, and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so professional. So I learned how to use the serger when I first learned how to sew, and that did it for me. I was like, I can do this. She taught me how to cut a pattern, how to read the pattern, all of the things that you learn as a beginner. So I went ahead and jumped in, and I picked it up pretty quickly. And I want to say within a year of learning, maybe a little less, I started sewing for people. I didn't have a big clientele, but I had a few. And oh my gosh, that wore me out. I didn't like it. So I stopped doing that. Well, what happened is I got engaged to be married to he's my husband. But of course he's my husband, but I got engaged to be married. And so after we discussed that when we would start raising a family, that I would become a stay-at-home mom. So we got married. I was still sewing, and after I got pregnant and had my first child, that's when I quit everything, and sewing just took a back seat. And I did a little bit of sewing here and there for the household, curtains, that type of thing. I would make the kids costumes every now and then, but it wasn't until 2000 13 that I started getting back into it a little bit. I had to go to a Christmas dance where I needed a formal dress, so I said I'll make one, and I did, and so I became interested again, and I was like, I can do this. And then in 2014, my best friend Tina introduced me to Mimi G's blog, and I didn't really know what a blog was at the time. I had heard of it, but never went to one. And so when I saw her blog, I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Who is she and what is she doing? I mean, she made it look so stylish. And I was like, oh, I can do that. And so that's what ushered me back into sewing. And I am just having a blast with it, you guys. And I'm learning so much because if you think about it, I learned, and within a year or two, I stopped because I got married with children. So I had maybe a year or two of experience of sewing before I quit, and then came back in 2014. So it's not like I've been sewing nonstop all of those years, but I'm back and I'm learning so much, and I love it because the internet, there was no internet when I learned how to sew. I taught myself from book, through reading books. This internet is just, oh my gosh. Facebook, I didn't know what a Facebook book group was, and sewing groups, and I'm like, what is this? What's going on? So yeah, I'm just loving it. I probably went long, huh?
No, no, we can keep
But yeah, so I'm back, girl. I'm live, and I am loving this thing. So that's how I got started.
Well, I tell you, that's amazing because it actually led into the question that I have for you, which you've answered partially about any type of professional training that you've had, or, to get your skill sets. And you mentioned that you had taken a course, but mostly self-taught, is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And she taught me the very beginning, the very basic steps of sewing. And then I got all the books, anything I wanted to learn. I got a book, go to the library, I would purchase books, and now the internet helps me. So yeah.
Especially with people like you who are constantly contributing to the internet and giving us sharing some of your knowledge with us. That's how it's actually a give back situation where you're actually learning and you're giving back. And we appreciate it, we really do.
Yeah, yeah. We are blessed to be a blessing.
Well, where do you get your inspiration from? Where do you, someone who looks at others and you, I know you mentioned Mimi G and, looking at hers and what you thought of that. But now when you go into your sewing room, what inspires you the most?
There are several things. Fabric. Just looking at fabric, I start to think about what I can do with it. The patterns, of course. When I look at the pattern envelopes, I get ideas of what fabric would look nice with it. And I, as you guys know, I use knits a lot. So if a pattern calls for woven fabrics, I don't pay it any mind. If I want to do a woven, I will, but if I want to do a knit, I will. So I just look at the design of the garment and decide what type of fabric I want to use for it and go from there. I like to follow other bloggers, of course. I can't name all of them that I follow because there are quite a few, but Mimi G, Michelle Morris, that black chick, Erica Bunker, Cherie Williams of, oh gosh, what's her, you guys know her, you just.
Oh, I just went blank. Daily Threads?
My Daily Threads,
Okay.
Yeah. I like her. That lady is really creative with designing and draping. I'm actually going through her draping course. I'm way behind because I have so much going on, but I really want to learn how to drape. So I'm using her course and some books that I've purchased to learn how to drape. And so I like to follow other bloggers, and I don't do magazines. I don't do magazines much at all, but every now and then, I'll look through one and see something, but I don't really use those as much. But now with Mimi G's magazine, I sure will.
We all will. We all will.
And another place I get inspiration from is when I see other women around town, or, you know, wherever I am. If I see somebody wearing something really cute, I'll get an idea from that. It's funny story. My husband and I were out somewhere one day, and we got in the elevator, and this lady came in after us, and she had on the cutest jumper dress, or overall dress. And I stood there, and my husband knew what I was about to do. I was looking at her, and I just said, "Your dress is so cute." I said, "Will you please turn around so I can look at it?" And she turned, and he said, he shook his head, because he'll just shake his head when I'm doing this. I said, "I love it." And then he always says, she makes her own clothes, and she gets ideas, blah, blah, blah. He always tells people, whenever I get compliments on something I'm wearing, he goes, "She makes her clothes. She makes all of her clothes." And I'm like, "Oh, God." He's my biggest cheerleader. He's my biggest fan. So I'll see other women and get ideas from their clothes. And I even ask people sometimes to let me take a picture of what they're wearing, and they will.
Wow. I never thought of that. That's a good idea. The only thing they can say is no, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll say, "Okay, that's all right." But I'll remember in my head.
Well, you
I was, oh, sorry.
No,
I
you
was
go
gonna say, I
ahead.
was looking at your website, and I realized that it says it's your 1-year anniversary on the front of it. And I was wondering what kind of lessons and things you've got from that first year. Were there anything that, like, before you started blogging, you might not have thought of, and then a year later you're like, "Ooh, I wish I knew that before I started"?
I'm going to refresh because you're breaking up. I can't hear.
Sorry.
That's okay.
How about you, Myra? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you see me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can.
Oh, yes. While she's not here, I'll just show you guys this lovely picture of Anita celebrating her 1-year anniversary on the blog. And I also wanted to show you, she has a free beginner's sewing course, the Learn to Sew course. Now, I know some of you already know that because I've sneaked a peek into the questions down below, and some of you would like to ask her about her courses. But yes, Anita, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fabulous. I was just wondering, in 1 year of blogging, is there anything that you didn't know beforehand, or any advice you could give?
I missed the beginning of that.
Oh, sorry.
It's breaking up a little bit, so I didn't see the beginning.
Okay. In the 1 year that you've been blogging, is there anything that you, maybe from the outset, you didn't know about that was involved, or any surprises, or anything that you would like to pass along to someone who's thinking about starting a blog?
Let's see. Yes, I took Mimi G's sewing or blogging 101 course to learn about how to start a blog, because I didn't know anything. You know, as I shared earlier, in 2014, when I learned about her blog, I didn't even know what a blog was. But I took her course to learn, you know, about how to do it when I became interested in starting a blog. And I would say, number one thing you would, or the most important thing you need to consider is why you would want to do that. For me, I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be a nice way to share my mates. And I thought it would be easy for me to teach because it's something I like to do. And in taking her course, something she mentioned is, if you're going to start a blog, you need to have something to offer, that people are not going to just come to your blog to see you wearing pretty clothes. And I thought, oh, yeah, that's true. You need to have something to offer for people to, you know, get people to come back. So I decided, okay, I can teach. I know I can teach, so I will do it that way. So the number one thing is just to make sure you have something to offer to keep people coming back. Another thing I would say is to make sure your blog is pleasing to the eye, you know, that it's easy to navigate through, and that there's not too much clutter. And I say that because I don't like to go to websites where it's hard for me to find things, and you know, it just makes me want to leave. So make sure it's pleasing to the eye and not too cluttered. Let's see what else. Oh, being yourself and not trying to imitate someone else. That's huge for me. And you have to know who you are, your own identity, in order to share yourself in the most authentic way. So you need to make sure that you're being yourself and that you're offering you to the people, because it's you that they're coming for. Even if you're even if you're not, let me see, how do I say this? You don't have to do it exactly the way someone else does it, because even if you're doing the same thing, showing the same patterns or makes from the same patterns that someone else is making, you are going to be able to reach a certain type of person because of who you are and your style.
Yes.
You know, you draw people in who can identify with who you are.
Yes.
So for me, and for everybody, I would say it's just being yourself and doing it your way and allowing the people to come who are attracted to your style.
Yes, I agree with that.
Fantastic advice.
Yes, it is. Very, very much so. Can you tell me what was one of your one of your favorite projects to work on?
Say that again, Myra, you broke up at the end.
Oh, sorry. What was one of your favorite projects to work on?
One of my favorite projects?
Yes.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Did we get you?
To date, I would probably have to say my green scuba knit vintage dress.
Oh,
Do you guys
I remember that one. Oh, that was gorgeous.
That thing is so cute. I love it, love it, love it. I love that the way that scuba knit fabric fit my body and the way it draped where the pleats are.
Uh-huh.
And classic look. Oh my, I just fell in love with that. The collar. Oh, did you guys see the collar? Yes, that one.
It's gorgeous.
I love that thing. I think that's probably my favorite so far.
Wow.
That is beautiful.
I loved it. And I made that to go to my friend's daughter's wedding, and I love that dress. So that's probably my favorite so far.
You are rocking that dress. You look fabulous, Anita.
Thank you.
Along with one of her beautiful clutches, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love them.
Love my clutches.
Oh yeah, I love those clutches. They're really nice. And you actually, and I love your pink knit dress that you did with the little hat you did too. I love that one. I mean, you look.
Which one?
It was kind of a heather look knit, and it was a.
Oh yeah. The tunic that
that was just beautiful on you. And you have the most beautiful pictures on your blog. I mean, you truly do.
Oh, thank you. I have to tell my husband that.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you have a special photographer?
Yes, honey. I have a live-in photographer. He's wonderful.
Oh yeah, that's it. Oh, that is so gorgeous on you.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I love that on you.
I like that one too. Thank you.
Now, when you make your clothes and you do your photo shoots, do you always go out on location, or are you actually going somewhere to? Are you?
The majority of the time, I'm just going out on location for a photo shoot.
Oh, okay.
There have been a few occasions, like the green vintage dress. I wore that to a wedding, so I actually did the photo shoot on site before the wedding.
Uh-huh.
I think there may have been a couple of other situations where I did a photo shoot on site, or when I was actually wearing the garment to an event. But the majority of them are just going out for a photo shoot for the purpose of shooting a dress for the blog.
Got it. Like that tea party. That one, you were actually at a tea party?
Now, which one is that?
Oh, so you mean to tell me I'm not the only person who does that?
Yeah.
You had, I don't know if it was Easter or what, but it was a tea party, and you had a hat on too. And you were at a winery, I believe it was.
Oh, that was my 50th birthday dress and the big pink hat. Is that
Yes.
the one you're referring to?
Yes.
Oh, honey, yes. That was my 50th birthday, and that was just a photo shoot.
It was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I truly thought you had all of your readers, including me, believing that you were actually there at a tea party at that winery.
So,
Wow.
we just went for a photo shoot.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Well, tell your husband he does. Oh my gosh, there she is.
That's the one.
In all her fabulousness. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. That
was a fun one.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Well, tell your husband he's doing a phenomenal job with your photos. Just phenomenal.
Thank you. I'm going to let him watch the replay so he can hear it for himself.
Wow. Okay, let's see. If you had a garment, let me see how you put this. Do you have any garments that you would like to redo that, let's just say, if you could go back and redo them, which ones would they be?
Good question.
Oh my gosh, there are several. Let's see. There are.
Now, is it just because you want to redo them because you didn't think they turned out okay, or is it because you like them so much you just want to redo them?
The ones that I would like to redo are the ones that, in my mind, didn't turn out as great as they appeared. It appeared to be, and some of that is fit. Some of that, a couple of those have been fabric choices. Let me tell you, I don't know if you guys remember, but there is a dress I did. I don't remember the pattern number, but it was cheetah on one side. It was a bold pattern. It had cheetah on one side and then red on the other. And I think the top was,
yes.
I think it was
remember.
red, the color block dress, red, and then cheetah. I let that dress hang in the closet for quite a while because when I finished it, I didn't think it was cute. I thought it was ugly because of that.
That's it.
I thought that dress, I didn't think it was nice because of, I don't know, the fabric choice, I don't know, it just didn't feel right to me. And I let it hang for a while. Well, the reason I went ahead and put it on and did a blog post for it is because I made a garment. I don't remember what I made, and it was going to be for the post for next week, the following week, and it didn't turn out right. So I didn't have anything to post. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go in my closet and see if I have any old to share because I really try to be consistent. Oh, that's another thing, going back to important things about blogging, you know, for anyone who's interested in blogging, is try to be consistent. And I learned that through Mimi's course too, and other bloggers through YouTube, that you want to try your best to be as consistent as possible so that your readers know they will expect that you're going to be there and they will know when to come back. I mean, even though you're sending out your emails, they get used to coming to see you on a certain day. So I try, and I have been successful so far within the first year of blogging, of posting every Wednesday. So when that garment didn't turn out right, I was like, okay, I need something to post. So I went into the closet and pulled out that dress and I said, well, I'll just wear the ugly dress and just let it be.
That dress is ugly on you.
I put it on and styled it, and it wasn't so bad. So it wasn't so bad. But if I had to redo one, I would redo that one and use some different fabric choice, or or block it differently with different fabrics. And I'm sure there are some others that I can't think of that I would redo. I have given away a lot of my makes, so I don't have some people think I have a closet full of clothes. I don't. I am in the process of replacing all of my ready to wear, and I'm pretty close, but I don't have like a closet that's overflowing with clothes because I sew so much. A lot of the things I make, I give away after either I wear them and feel like, oh, it's okay. And I'll put them, I have a giveaway closet, so I'll take them and put them in the giveaway closet. So when something comes up like a charity yard sale or something, I'll go ahead and donate those things. Or there's a young lady at my church, and she's small. Oh, so when I make things that are too small for me, I have given things to her, and she looks so great in the clothes that are too small for me. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did, very much so.
Okay.
But I noticed that there's someone in here, I think it was Stephanie. She's referring to us to show the black one. Do you know which, she says, show the black one. You know which black dress? I'm trying to think. Black dress?
Is it Stephanie Miller?
Let's see.
I can't follow at the same time.
Yeah. It's just that I noticed she came up a couple of times.
I'd like to know as well. I've been watching your YouTube videos, and I find them fabulous. They're clear, easy to follow. You are like that. You know you can teach. Well, yes, you can. You are very good at it. I would like to know,
Thank you.
How did you get started doing that? And the same question is for the blog. Is there any advice that you can give to someone who's starting up a YouTube channel?
How did I get started with the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So when I started the blog, I knew, like I said earlier, that I needed to have something to offer so that people would be interested in coming back. So I figured I can go and create methods from the patterns and share them on the blog, like a lot of sewing bloggers do. But to draw people back and to keep them interested, I needed to teach something, and I figured, okay, I can try this video tutorial thing. I didn't know how to do, I had never done a YouTube video ever, so I went and watched YouTube tutorials on how to do that, and I decided, okay, I'm going to teach beginners what I know. You know, even though I don't have all the knowledge, I can at least share what I do know in the way I do it. So I just went right in and said, okay, I'm going to do this. I learned how to set up a YouTube channel, and oh my gosh, in the beginning it was a mess, and I didn't even realize it was a mess. I mean, not the videos, but the channel. I didn't realize that I needed to come in and organize anything until Andrea told me. She told me one day that I need to set things up so that it would be easier for my followers to find the videos in order or something. But she's the one who alerted me that I needed to set things up. And I didn't right away, but since then I have organized the channel to make it easier for people to find the videos. So it was just knowing that I needed to offer something to the people. And I figured, okay, I'm going to try this video thing. And after the first video, the response blew me away, because I figured, okay, there may be some people interested in watching the video, and we'll see how that goes. But the response really did blow me away. That very first video where I introduced the course and show people how to go to the fabric store and how to read the envelope, the sewing, the front and back of the envelope, that is the most popular video on my channel so far. It has a lot of likes. So I'm still surprised at how well those videos are doing.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier in your discussion, people actually are attracted to certain people for whatever reason. And yeah, I'm sure that was playing into your YouTube channel. You were giving people what they wanted to see, plus you're beautiful, and your personality is very, very engaging. So I'm sure that had a lot to do with it.
Thank you. Yeah, and then you mentioned a great thing is that people are in, go for, I forgot what you said, Myra, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is people have different styles of learning. Yes. Some people will go to YouTube for tutorials and they want a very detailed step-by-step, walk me from beginning to end video tutorial. But there are some people who are bored to death with that, and they want something that is, okay, show me this step, and that step, and be done. I don't need all these details, and I understand that. So my videos, I have a heart for beginners. like new beginners, because I remember being there and how hungry I was for information. And I'm the type of person, I want you to show me from beginning to end. I want the details. So I figure if that's what I want, that's what I'm going to give. And the people who are interested in that are the people who will come. So I don't worry myself about, oh, maybe somebody's not liking the way I do it because I give too much details. That's okay. There are so many tutorials out there where you can get what you want. So I just do it my way, and the people who like that are coming. So yeah.
And even those who don't, the ones that want you to get right to the point, it's a YouTube video. They can just scan through it.
Exactly.
There it is.
Yes. Yes.
So you got a little bit for everyone.
I do. And I do plan to do more tutorials for intermediate sewers, which will not be as detailed, you know, but for now, I'm focusing on the beginners, and I'll mix in some intermediate stuff. So for those of you who are intermediate there and you want me to do a video for you, it's coming. It's coming. Oh, that's the black dress.
Oh, there it is.
I think I found it. Yeah.
Ooh, that is fabulous. How did I miss that one?
That would be Stephanie.
That was like that was the very first post when I started the blog.
Wow. That is awesome. I mean, that is definitely, like Alethea says, definitely classy and chic. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Well, I have another question that I wanted to ask you, because you have so many things going on. You like that, all those balls up there in the air. Regarding sewing, what do you find most challenging?
Fit. It is fit. It's an ongoing lesson. I'm learning every step of the way with each project. I'm learning to get better or become better with fitting garments. Oh my goodness, those jeans wearing me out. I've tried jeans twice. I tried Mimi G's pattern, Simplicity 80-22, and I botched those jeans. They didn't come out great. I think I shared that in So Much Talent. And then my second pair was the ginger jeans, and I got better. So and the first pair of jeans I made, the crotch length was too long, and the waist was too big, and the crotch length was too long. The crotch depth was too long. The legs were twisting. It wasn't great. So in the second pair with the ginger jeans, I got better with the legs weren't twisting. I changed the way I cut the patterns by suggestion from Tanya. I cut on a single layer of fabric, and so the legs weren't twisting. The fit was good, except it was too tight. They were a little bit too tight. The crotch depth was good. So yeah. And I overcompensated for the crotch length because of what happened in the first pair. So yeah, fitting those jeans, and I don't know, it's no different from any other pair of pants. I've sewn pants before, but those jeans scared me. I think I'm gonna get it. I'm going for my third round, so I'm gonna get those jeans. You watch. They will not defeat me. I'm gonna make those.
I have no doubt you will.
And Myra, your jeans were beautiful. You ladies rocked the jean challenge. For those of you who made those jeans, oh my gosh, they were all so wonderful. So it excites me to see that, because it's like, oh my gosh, I can do it too. I'm gonna do it.
Yes, there were some fabulous jeans out there, and they're still coming. They're still coming.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
So we better move on to some of the questions we have, or we'll run out of time. So if we scroll down here, our first question is someone, So Much Talent. Who's that? What's her name? Alethea?
Hi, Alethea.
Hi, Alethea. My former co-host. Do you have a specific topic that you would be focusing on in the magazine?
Good question.
Yes, Mimi chose me for beginners.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. That's my theme in the magazine. That's my area, is beginners. I'm going to be speaking to the beginners and focusing on beginner sewers.
Oh,
awesome.
She chose each person for a certain or based on what she saw in each of us, and assigned us to different areas of the magazine. So she hit it spot on with me, and I was so happy when she told me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She has a good eye for that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
And our next question is from Stephanie, who brought up the black dress by the red truck. And you kind of already answered this. Will you be doing advanced and intermediate video tutorials along with the beginners soon?
Yes. Intermediate, advanced, no, not right now. I'm not an advanced sewer. I don't consider myself an advanced sewer yet. But when I get there, yes, ma'am, I will share whatever I learn. I want to share with the followers.
Very cool.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to come on and actually ask their questions,
Oh, thanks, Mara.
please feel free to let Dawn know in the comments box. We always want to have some other lovely faces come on and ask their question.
Already, you're already doing all the heavy lifting, Myra, reminding me about that. You're grateful. Thank you. So yeah, in the comments, if you'd like to come on and ask a question. In the meantime, we'll read through some of the other ones and keep Anita in the hot seat here. We have a question from Lynette. She says, of course, I love and appreciate your YouTube videos. You are very detailed. Do you ever get tired of making videos? And she says, I hope not. And what keeps you going and motivated? And she says, again, thank you.
Oh, hi, Lynette. The creating a video tutorial is a lot of work. Okay, I do not get tired of doing it. However, I'm not able to do as many as I would like to do because of the amount of work that's involved, and I have so many other things going on at the same time. So yeah, it's a lot of work. And what was the second question she had?
What keeps you motivated?
Oh, what keeps me motivated is the people who comment, the people who tell me that I'm helping them to learn to sew. I mean, that it just makes my heart smile. It makes my heart happy just to know that I have any part of helping any person learn to sew. Is just amazing, because I know how grateful I am to the lady who taught me to sew. I love this. I love this sewing so much. It's like part of my soul. I just love it so much. It's my gift from God, and I'm so grateful to him for giving it to me. So if I can share it with people and have people really enjoy it and to show gratitude and to express gratitude through the comments that they leave on YouTube, and then I get people contacting me privately to thank me and do that's enough. So that's what keeps me going.
That's awesome. And Dawn, we do have Alethea wants you to beam her up.
Oh, I didn't even see
Alethea.
Alethea, it'd be great to see her.
Beam her up.
And while we're waiting for Alethea to come in, I have one question, because you were talking about all these different things that you're doing. But my question is, do you have some special process for keeping your life in balance with everything that's going on?
No, help me, Jesus.
The right person to call upon.
I need some help because I am all over the place, but I am really trying to work on getting myself more organized. See, the thing is, I need to get ahead, and I keep telling my husband, okay, I need to get ahead with a few projects so that I can get them scheduled for the blog to go out, and then I can get other areas organized. So at the moment, no, but I'm getting there. I'm gonna get there.
You're just like the rest of us, so don't worry about it. You're like the rest of us.
Gosh, help me, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Alethea.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, girl. I love you.
I know. I love you too. I wish I could hug you.
Me too.
You know what? I have to say, I love your passion for sewing, and I love your passion for sharing what you do, because a lot of times you run into people who want to hold it to themselves, or they're like, go get it in a class somewhere. Don't ask me. but you freely do it, and you do it with like this infectious smile on your face. So I love your sincerity. Yes. Yeah, but
Thank you.
I had a question for you. I know I had another question down there, but I do want to ask you about your little dresses for Africa. 'Cause I'm passionate about sharing my sewing skills, and giving back to the community. So tell us about how you got started and why you chose the little dresses for Africa as your project.
Okay, Shun Davis with, I think it's shundavis.com. Oh, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, but she is the one who initiated that project. And she partnered with, I think it's called 4-H NYC, the 4-H program, New York City. And they have a program where they partner, or they get together and take things over to Africa. A group of people take things over to Africa to help, in that area. So Sean partnered with 4-H NYC for us to sew for the girls in Haiti. And actually it started out as sewing for the children. It wasn't sewing for the girls, it was sewing for the children. But the majority of the people sewed dresses for little girls in Africa. So I actually joined. Sean put out a call for help, and I actually joined. When I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to do that. And so I joined with the group and sewed the dresses. Now there is a second round that we have started, and we're sewing for the boys this time. So if you guys didn't know about that,
I saw that.
Yeah. So we're sewing for the boys, and same thing. We will sew the dresses or the clothes for the boys. We send them over to Shun, and then she sends them to 4-H NYC, and then they take them over to Africa or Haiti. Yeah. Right. So that's how
that is so awesome. Yeah.
Me too. Let me tell you something. That I have to say, to date, since I started sewing again, that was the most gratifying project I have done. That is number one on the scale. It was the most gratifying, just to know why I was doing it and to send those dresses off. And then Shun shared a photo of some of the girls wearing the dresses, and would you believe it that one of the girls were wearing one of my dresses that I made? And I was like,
oh my God.
I can't believe it. All the way from Haiti, I got to see my dress on one of the girls. So I was like, Jesus, thank you, God. I was like, that is such a blessing, to just be able to give, to use your gift God has given you to bless other people, to bless children. That's it. That's it.
That's it. But it make you feel well-rounded with your talent. Yes. You're not being selfish with it. Exactly. You're not just using it, but you're using it to give back, because like you said, that's exactly how I see it, as a God-given talent. And so if I can use it to give back as well, then I feel complete. Yeah. Absolutely. So kudos to you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right.
Bye. Well, we have quite a few questions to get through here.
Okay.
So we'll get going. We don't want to run out of time. Robert's wife asks, what words of advice would you give to those who are interested in sewing? Great question.
My advice would be to, first of all, know your style, know who you are. And I'm not talking about fashion, clothing, because there's a difference. My advice would be to know who you are on the inside, because what that does is it carries over into every other area of your life, and it's going to carry over into what you will be making for yourself. Now, there's fashion out there, and sometimes we can get caught up with what's in fashion today, and it's always revolving, it's always changing, it's always repeating itself. So know who you are inside, and that will help you to decide what type of garments that you're going to sew for yourself. And then I would say start with simple. This is just my advice. Start with very simple projects. Yes. There are some people who can jump in with an intermediate pattern and just go for it. Some people pick up on it really quickly, but I would advise that you start with a very simple project, like just a straight skirt. you know, or a circle skirt. I have in my beginner sewing course, the first project we do is a circle skirt with a waistband. So I would say, know who you are, you know, your style, and start with something simple. And don't be afraid, just jump in. If you make mistakes, so what? Our mistakes are our best teachers. We learn from our mistakes. I'm telling you, honey, you guys think, some of you think I got it going on, but I make some boo-boos, honey. I have thrown away some things. And I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm gonna continue learning, but I will not let it discourage me. Because when I make those mistakes, I have to remember that I'm still learning and that those mistakes are going to help me to get better. So don't be afraid to make mistakes when you're learning.
It's probably one good reason for doing a project that's at your level. Like if you start off and you're trying to do a jacket with all these interfaces and things, you'll be so intimidated and it goes wrong. You won't understand where you went wrong. Whereas if you start with something simple and you make a mistake, you probably know what you did wrong and can move on from it. More of a confidence builder.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. One of my teachers said that you can have a style and fashion, and people confuse the two of them. You know, fashion might be fleeting and whatever is there at the moment, and style is more, you know, like you said, your insides coming out, what you like, what suits you, how that comes through. And it's very important to keep the two separate.
Exactly.
I agree.
Thank you very much, Robert's wife. That was a great question. Well, Lethe asked another question as well. She wanted to know if your husband helped stage your photo shoots. We kind of touched on it earlier. He's the photographer. Does he do any of the staging, tell you how to stand? My husband won't do any of that. He won't tell me to, you know, stand this way or you're all wrinkly. He's just like, I'm pushing the button. So I'm not sure what yours is like.
Oh, let me tell you, my husband is just the absolute best. He is so patient with me. He likes to help pick out the locations. He will sometimes tell me, you know, to do this or do that. But you guys, I'm just gonna be honest. I know I get on his nerves so bad sometimes because I want it done my way.
Yes.
I do. But he's a photographer, and I have to remember that. And we have gotten so much better on the photo shoots working with each other, because in the beginning, I tried to run the show and tell him how to do everything. And so we argued a little bit. We argued. And every time I would tell him, okay, I'm going to stay out of your way. I'm going to let you do your job, and I'll do my job. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. And he'd roll his eyes, and he knew I was going to open my mouth. So I've gotten better with letting him handle the photography side. I'm not all the way there yet, because I do still try to jump in and say, do this and do that. But yeah, he's the man. And he puts up with this girl.
It sounds lovely. We have a question from Martha as well. Since you're in Los Angeles, do you shop in the fabric district? And are there any special stores that you like?
I am so jealous.
Michael Levine, the Loft. Oh my God.
I can't go up. I would actually love to visit there, but that is my favorite online store.
Oh, Myra, if you ever come to LA, girl, let me know, because I'm going with you to the Loft. You will lose your mind. Okay?
I believe that.
Every time I go there. Every time I go to the Loft, I lose my mind. I have a basket now. Okay, let me tell you, you guys are going to laugh. I have a shopping wire basket on wheels. It's pretty big. So I have taken that with me. One time I went shopping on a shopping trip to Michael Levine's. I knew that I was going to be there for a while. I packed my lunch. I packed my snacks. I'm dead serious. I packed my snacks, honey, and I went shopping. I had my basket. I was there for hours. Now, you know that's ridiculous. Wow. But I was there for hours. I went to the car and ate my lunch and went back. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite area. And there are, if you have never been there, there are blocks and blocks of fabric stores that you can shop at. So I don't even go to the other stores. I go to Michael Levine, except I just found one around the corner from Michael Levine, and I forget the name of it right now. But I started going in there too. And the guy who works in there, he knows he's become familiar with me and my husband. So when we walk in, it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? So yeah, but Michael Levine is my #1 local fabric store.
Yeah, oh, I love that one too. That's a good one. And if I ever get to Los Angeles, believe me, I am definitely going to let you know.
Yes, girl, we're going to go shop.
And another question from Faye.
Hi, Faye!
I know, Faye's lovely. From Faye's Sewing Adventures. Do you have a favorite pattern company? If so, which one?
I don't. I sew them all. I don't have a favorite at this point. I like them all so far. The majority of the patterns I use are the big four. I just recently started ordering patterns from the independent designers. So I'm getting more into that now. And I have yet to do my first PDF pattern. I have 2. I bought Style Sew Me, her, gosh, the latest skirt. Oh my gosh.
Lovely slit.
Yeah.
With the slit up front. Yeah, I purchased that one, but I haven't sewn it yet. And then I have Mimi G's, the jumpsuit, the PDF jumpsuit. So I have not sewn those, but those are the 2 PDF patterns that I have. So I want to get into doing that. But yeah, I don't have a favorite yet.
Have you started cutting them out or anything? I hear like a lot of people they either love the PDF patterns or they hate them. There seems to be like a line in the sand. They're like, I don't want to be taping anything up. That's not happening. And other people are like, I just love that I can buy it and make it that day. I don't have to go anything like that. Where do you get on that since you're just starting to venture into that world?
I don't know. When I try it, I'll let you know.
Okay, would love to hear that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try.
That kind of leads into the next question too. Are you interested in creating your own pattern?
Yes, I am. And I have purchased several books to help me in that. And I've gone through a few of them. I haven't gotten into actually doing it yet, but yes, that's something I want to learn how to do for sure.
I was just laughing because I saw Alethea said when you do get your patterns, add her to your pattern blog tour.
Oh, okay.
You'll probably have a long list of people waiting for those patterns.
I think so. Do you know what sort of styles that, like, would it be like, would your first one be a dress? Do you have a kind of aesthetic that you're going for? That, what do you imagine?
I haven't gotten that far. I really don't know. I would imagine that I would start off with something very simple, like a skirt. That's what I would imagine. But Dawn, I haven't even thought that far ahead. I don't know.
You don't need to know yet.
But yeah, probably a skirt, something simple.
That sounds great. We have a fantastic question. Even Alethea thinks it's a great question. If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm very sorry. Prisha. She asks, what words of encouragement do you have for those that occasionally lose their sojo?
Oh, Lord. I would say, gosh, you just go in the sewing room. And you know what motivates me some days? I would say all the time when I walk into my sewing studio, and I realize not everybody has a sewing studio, but when I walk into my space, it makes me happy. It really makes me happy, and I feel so good, and I want to create. I have had times where I didn't feel like doing anything. Not lately. Lately, I just want to sew. I want to sew every day. That's all I want. I want to sew every day. But I've had those moments where I don't really feel like doing it. But for me, somehow walking into my space makes me feel good and motivates me to want to sew. Maybe going to other blogs, if you're in sewing, the Facebook sewing groups, that can be very, very motivating. Seeing what other people are doing, it could motivate you to get back into it. So I don't know, just do it. Just go in your space and look around or something. Pull out some patterns or pull out some fabric and just feel it and wrap it around your body. Maybe that'll motivate you.
That'll do it. See, Angela Hill asked questions kind of similar to something that we asked before. What advice would you recommend to a beginner to help them along in their sewing journey? For those who may get discouraged. I know it's tricky for people when they ask a question and then we might be answering it later, but yeah, so any advice for a beginner?
Yeah, no, again, know your style, know who you are, so that you are choosing the right type of garments to sew for yourself. Start off with something very simple. And I don't remember what the third thing I said was, but I'll just say, don't worry about doing what others are doing. Just do you. Choose something that fits your style and just go with it. I think that's what I said. I don't remember. Go watch the replay and then you'll see what I said.
Perfectly right both times.
I agree.
We have 2 more questions and a comment. We'll save the comment for the end because it's awesome.
Yeah.
So our next question is from Stacy. How often do you sew and how do you fit it into your schedule? Great question.
Okay. Right now, I sew almost every single day. What I am doing right now, what's manageable for me, for my blog, is 1 garment per week. So if I can keep that going right now, I'm good. If I can do more later, fine. But right now, 1 per week is manageable for me. So I'm in the studio almost every day. I have my family, of course, my husband, who is recently retired. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing in the world. You guys, I get driven around every day. I don't have to drive much anymore. I love it. So yeah, I have to make sure I have time for him. And my 2 sons, they're, how old are my sons? 20 and 20, no, 19 and 20. My oldest will be 21 later this year. So they could care less. They don't have time for me. So I don't, I don't have to, be there for them the way I used to have to be there for them when they were younger. So, they're off doing their things. But so it's really my husband focusing on making sure I have time for him. I don't work. I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband and I decided I would stay home when we got married or when we started raising a family. So I don't have a job that I have to go to outside of the home. So I do have a lot of time to do this, especially since my children are older now and independent. So yeah, I'm sewing almost every day and yeah.
Cool.
Probably why you have such a big smile.
Her question.
I know.
This is a great question. Our next one's from Tissa Taylor.
Cute.
Enter me.
It's so cute.
She wants to know if you'd mentor her.
I would love to. I love being, I am actually a mentor to a group of young ladies. This is not sewing related, if I can mention it really quick. There's a group of young ladies who I started with when they were in preschool and kindergarten. I was their Sunday school teacher at my church. And after the preschool kindergarten year, I asked our director if I could follow those kids through the years as their Sunday school teacher. And she said yes. So I did, and it was a class with girls and boys. So I followed those kids from preschool and kindergarten all the way through to 6th grade as their Sunday school teacher. And when they went off to youth group, I sent them off. So I got to build relationships with these children and their parents. So after I was done with them, I think it was maybe 1.5 to 2 years later, I was approached by one of the parents to ask for help in some area, I can't remember. And I already knew that I needed to be doing something with young ladies. That's, what God was speaking into my spirit, that I needed to be doing something with young ladies, because I love women. I love girls, you guys. I like to encourage and motivate women and girls. So I knew that was in my heart, but I just didn't know how I was supposed to do it or what God wanted me to do, to make that happen. So when this parent approached me, the light bulb went off and I was like, oh my gosh, I know what I need to do. So I invited them all over to my house for a tea party, and I promoted a girls club. I said, I want to start a girls club with you young ladies, and they were all in. So I started a girls club with the young ladies, and we would meet together once a month for Bible studies. We would do charity or community charity events. We did fun things, you know, just girly things, tea parties, that type of thing. So these young ladies, I have been with them since preschool, and this year they all went off to college and they're working.
Wow.
So they're my spiritual daughters. They're my babies, and I love them. So I am a mentor in that area. But yes, I would like to mentor you. I'll mentor everybody through YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, that is awesome, Anita. Oh my gosh, just when we think you can't do anything better, you just unload and let us know, yes, you can. Wow, that is fabulous.
Thank you.
And our last thing is not actually a question, it's a comment from Deidre. She says, I simply want to say that Anita is the answer to my prayer. I wanted to learn to sew for years, but never quite got it. Then Anita walks in and switches on the light. Most YouTube videos are not focused on beginners, and I am a beginner's beginner. Anita gave me what I needed to make the clothes I could not find in stores. She has true talent. God gives us gifts to share, and that is what she does. God bless you, Anita.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Thank
beautiful.
you. Oh,
Beautiful.
that's my
and so
heart's
true.
desire. Yeah, that's my heart's desire, is that God would use me to touch others, and even with sewing. I mean, something I love so much, that he would use that to reach other people. And isn't that how he is? He creates us in a certain way, each one of us so unique, and he gives us what we need to reach the people that he wants us to reach. So I am just ecstatic that he's allowing me to do something I love so dearly, to reach out to people. You know, it's amazing. And it's about so much more than sewing, you guys. It really is.
I agree.
So, yeah, I'm grateful.
Cool.
Wow, this was a fabulous show. I mean, really fabulous. And my nerves were kind of dissipated because
Mine too.
so much interesting stuff from you. You're such an interesting person. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on and do this interview with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. It was fun. Thank you so much, Dawn. Thank you for this platform. It is just so amazing. I've met some wonderful people through Sewing Blab, and I'm just grateful to you for putting this out there for all of us to learn and to be educated by these wonderful people. And Myra, thank you for becoming the co-host. That's just amazing. I love it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I know when Dawn reached out to me, you know, I had actually had a conversation with someone else about it, and I just thought, oh, I don't have enough time to do this. But, you know, I started thinking about it, and I talked with Dawn about it, and we just cannot let this platform go to the wayside. So I want to jump in there and do my part to help keep it moving along, keep it moving forward. We really need this platform, and I truly believe in it. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Definitely love the sense of community from it. And yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
We're going to have to wind it up. That was a bit longer than we'll normally do, because this show's gone way over. But I think it was because everyone was so enthusiastic about the guest this evening. And again, thank you for coming on, Anita. We love it.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
And thank you, of course, Myra. You were fabulous.
Thank you, Myra.
Thank you both. And thank you, Dawn, for all you do to keep this platform going. I mean, it's a monumental task, I'm sure.
Yes.
Fun. It's a lot of fun. It's totally worth it. Okay, well, thank you for watching.
Okay.
Everyone. Bye.
All right.
Bye. Bye.
Have a good night.
Good night.